Yeah, hello and thank you for joining us on the Monday edition of Journalist Hangouts, reaching you from our brand new studios at Eco Atlantic City, Victoria Island, Lagos. I am Benga Oreshegun. Today on the program, Salome Adaidu's suspected killer, Timileyin Ajayi, pleads not guilty. Anambra hotel owner on the run after shrine, graves discovery, and later on the show, Norgay accuses saboteurs in President Tinubu's government of frustrating implementation of Supreme Court judgment on local government autonomy. I'll be hanging out with Mayor Akinpelu and Ismail Omikbidon. Journalist Hangout starts right now. Now let's begin the conversation. The search for justice often hinges on the actions of those who stand accused, but in some cases, the truth remains elusive. Timileyin Ajayi, the suspected killer of Salome Adaidu, has pleaded not guilty to the charges leveled against him. The police charged Ajayi with culpable homicide, punishable by death. Despite his plea, the Nasarawa State Police Command has assured the public that it will continue to follow up on the case until justice is served. Now let's share this story with you.
The prosecuting counsels are arraigning the suspect, Timileyin Ajayi, before Justice Simon Aboki on a one-count charge of culpable homicide. The offence is punishable by death under Section 221 of the Penal Code of Northern Nigeria.
We have overwhelming evidence to sustain the charge, and we are optimistic that the justice will be done.
But the suspect has pleaded not guilty to the crime.
Okay, today was basically for arraignment, and as the law demands, he has entered his plea already, so we have taken a date for hearing. It's not my place to prove the case. It's my place to defend him. The essence of the work of the defense counsel is to ensure that the prosecution does their own work legally well, which is to prove the case beyond reasonable doubt. So I'm here to make sure that the law is fulfilled.
Senior advocates of Nigeria are closely monitoring the case to ensure that justice is served.
And we, the set of lawyers you are seeing here, are watching brief to see that things are properly done. So that's why we're here this morning. And I'm sure a lot of you were not happy to see that a Nigerian was in the circumstances butchered, killed, not only killed, butchered, ripped, the bones removed in so many polythenes. So you should, everyone should be worried. The ladies should be worried, men should be worried. And so we are here to see that justice is done.
With the suspects pleading not guilty to the charge, it is expected that more facts will be revealed during the hearing, which has been slated for the 17th to 20th of March 2025. Godwin Agwam, TVC News, Lafia.
A very, very serious issue here. But Salome Adaidu's alleged killer, Timileyin Ajayi, pleading not guilty to the charge. But first of all, your thoughts on this one?
And there's no big deal about pleading not guilty, because that's the way the law operates. Everybody is assumed innocent until proven guilty, despite the fact that there were evidence to show that he was actually guilty of the charge. Don't forget that apart from the physical evidence of dismembering the lady, he confessed on tape that for the reason for doing what he did, and he even mentioned that he was not remorseful, that he doesn't have any regrets for what he did, which was on tape. And confession is a major case when it comes to evidence. Okay. Because if you explain how you dismembered somebody and you now going to say that you don't have any regret for doing it because she cheated on you and all that, and that in the course of quarreling, that was why you got angry and killed the lady. So the evidence is there, but the law doesn't operate that way. You have to, the evidence have to be adduced, and then you have to be found guilty. So it's no big deal that he said he's not guilty. The guy is almost is going to be found guilty.
Ismail, in the report, they said ladies should be careful. Even the men should also be careful. But in this case, he's saying that he's not guilty. I'm not even sure he's even remorseful about what he's done. Your thoughts on this?
If you see the way, if you watch the report, the way he was even walking towards, the way he was walking in the court, he's up to now, he's not looking like somebody who is remorseful. But just like Ogame said, if we look at antecedents, that you are pleading not guilty does not mean that when evidences are adduced beyond reasonable doubt, you won't be found guilty. A case in point, very recent one, is the one in Osun, involving the owner of a university.
Exactly.
You understand? He also pleaded not guilty.
In fact, he just lost it at the appeal.
He lost at the appeal, and I want to believe very strongly that he will still lost, at the Supreme Court. But what also helped that case was that Nigerians didn't keep quiet. A lot of Nigerians showed interest.
Exactly.
Because even when some principalities were trying to play some politics around it, they realized that all eyes were on them, and so they had no choice but to allow the law take its course. So I believe very strongly that the case of Salome Adaidu will also
all right, let's twist it a little bit. The get-rich-quick syndrome among some Nigerian youth, because not all of us, some Nigerian youth. How do we change the narrative? Where should the change start from? Is it from
It has to
the
start from
home,
home.
the society,
Yes,
or the government?
Everybody, home and society. Government has nothing to do with it.
Or should it just start from anywhere?
No, government has nothing to do with it because government cannot, there are certain things government cannot control. This is part of the things that government cannot control because part of the problem that we have is twofold. The one from home is that because we've lost values, our moral values. Because we've lost our moral values, parents don't bother again how their kids get rich. Okay. Before in this town, before in our communities, in our society, when you come home and you cannot account for your wealth, your parents will not accept that. They will be bothered. They will wonder, where did you get this from? Exactly. Even when you were young, if you go to school and you bring things that they didn't give to you, somebody's pencil and all that, they will be upset with you, and some parents will even follow you back to school to go and complain that you stole something. We have values there, but later, because the society didn't attach much importance to values, people see those who have stolen money or those who have run short of being respected in the society, being celebrated, being given chieftaincy titles, being allowed to sit in front in churches, and everybody will just look at it that, look, it doesn't really matter how you make this money. It seems what people, what people really bother about is just for you to make money. So you will see young people doing nonsense Yahoo. Then they now said they have moved to Yahoo Plus, which is the kind of thing that Timileyin was doing, that they now kill people, dismember them, especially ladies, which I think is a very stupid thing because I don't see how you can say that if you kill somebody, you are going to make money. I find that thing ridiculous. But they keep doing that. Exactly. They keep doing it. And you will see some parents, we've seen situations where a young man will kill the parents or to do ritual. Yes. Where a mother and another son have been arrested for being involved in rituals and all that. So that's the problem. The problem is that this syndrome to get rich quick and the society not lowering the standards for the values that we used to be noted for.
All right, Ismail, he talked about value. We need to get, for us to get it right, we need to get to a point where we value value. What are your thoughts on this one? Well, where should the change start from? Just in 60 seconds.
Yeah, I agree with him totally that the change should start from the home. But I also believe that government also will have a role to play one way or the other. How do I mean? In the past, only persons of impeccable characters are appointed into positions. Okay. Only persons with verifiable background are appointed into positions. But nowadays, you find out that there are people who you and I know are not supposed to be occupying the position they are occupying government position. And so when people see that, the younger ones see that as a role model. So unless we go back to the era of name and shame,
Okay.
You know, name and shame, so that the younger elements will know that, look, this part is not the path to glory.
Exactly.
This part is not the path to success. This is the right way to do, so as to improve the society further.
Absolutely. Brilliant one. All right, we need to go to our next conversation.